Ray tracing. You either love it or you hate it. For me, I'm in the middle. I don't mind it. If a developer decides to implement ray tracing or RT into their game, I don't mind, especially if it makes the development slightly easier for lighting artists. But at the end of the day, I'm going to be very honest with you. Most of the games that I've played in my life, I'm pretty sure many of you watching this will agree with me as well, doesn't need ray tracing. Like it's great to have real time reflections and what have you, realistic reflections, path tracing and all that as well. So if we look at the PS5, for example, one of the biggest selling points of the PS5, and I remember this was like, what, 6 years ago now, was the fact that it had ray tracing capabilities. That was one of the biggest selling points for the PS5. Okay, that wasn't really much considering. I believe, if I'm correct, I'm gonna have to look this up. Uh, Future me, look this up. Um, ray tracing actually began in 2018, 2 years before the PS5 was announced. Okay, so during that particular point in time, the PS5 had already been in production. Okay, they were obviously working on it, manufacturing it, getting all the specs and the components and everything. So that Mark Cerny was in there, the main architect, lead architect over at PlayStation, and he designed the PS4 and the PS4 Pro. PS4 Pro still being one of my favorite consoles that I've ever played. Some of the greatest games that I've released in the last however many years now run really well on PS4 Pro. They look fantastic, and again, they were built for it. But back to the PS5. Again, ray tracing. It's been around since 2018. By the time it was, announced in 2020, for a lot of like PC players, again, I'm a console player, but for a lot of you PC players, you probably already were like, oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. Ray tracing on consoles, awesome. Big push for the console space. However, 5, 6 years later, after the PS5's release, there's a lot of people online, a lot of people in the gaming community who do not like ray tracing. You know, whether it be in the PC space or the console space. Obviously, if you're in the console space, we're already on a fixed platform, guys. Let's be honest. Like, if you've got a PS5 or PS5 Slim, PS5 Pro, what have you, you're gonna have ray tracing capabilities on your machine anyway. Ray tracing is going to be a big part of future game development. It's just inevitable. Most developers are going to want to run with ray tracing because it's a lot more quicker, a lot more efficient. I'm trying to think, is it cost efficient? I can't, I don't know. Fact check. Is it cost efficient? I'm pretty sure it is. Far more so than having to bake lighting into scenes and then wait however long. And again, games cost hundreds of millions of dollars to make nowadays. The budget for games nowadays is usually around 400 to 600 million, it's specifically in the AAA space, in the big budget gaming space, the blockbuster space. You know, PlayStation first party studios, Rockstar, what have you. Okay. So yeah, again, the reason why I'm making this video is to basically just talk about, like, I'll ask you guys this question. Okay, this is a question for you guys. Ray tracing. Okay, what are your thoughts on it? Because for me, I'm in the middle. I don't necessarily, love it, but I don't hate it either. When I first saw the GTA 6 trailer, where Jason Duval, one of the main protagonists in GTA 6, as we know, he's in his car, he's cruising, and you can see the level of detail and the reflections from the ray tracing and the path tracing and all that on the dashboard of the car, as well as like the rear view mirror and what have you, as well as off of his sunglasses or his shades. Again, so impressive. But again, that's Rockstar. Of course, they're going to be doing stuff like that, and they've got the ability to do it. They've got this. They've got the talent to do it. They've got the resources to do it. But of course, many other studios have also utilized ray tracing as well, and it's been really effective. However, what do you again, like, I always see discourse online about it, and usually I ignore discourse because I really couldn't care less. Probably the only discourse recently that's really kind of caught my eye, and I say it's caught my eye, it's actually kind of, I've been following since it began, was when Sony decided to end physical discs production, or physical discs for games in 2028. Again, a lot of other discourse I usually kind of ignore, or I kind of keep a little kind of like a pin in it. You know what I'm saying? Like I keep like a bookmark in it basically, and an invisible bookmark. And yeah, I just want to know what you guys think about the whole ray tracing situation. Like, you know, if you look at Resident Evil 9 Requiem, that game could very easily run on PS4 and PS4 Pro hardware. However, Capcom decided to implement ray tracing into the RE engine. And so that's pretty much one of the main reasons. I think that's the only main reason why that game did not release on PS4 and PS4 Pro. Basically, like cross gen. It wasn't cross gen because of that reason, because it had ray tracing. If it didn't have RT, it would have released on PS4 and PS4 Pro. So yeah, and again, for future titles now, Capcom are going to be utilizing ray tracing because now they've got it in their engine. They've now, built it in. So yeah, again, what are you guys' thoughts on ray tracing? Let me know what you think, because again, I think it's kind of it perplexes a lot of people as to you know, like, do games really need ray tracing? Is a big step in a pretty you know technical direction and visually and like artistically a pretty great direction, but at the same time, yeah, I just want to know what you guys think. I'm gonna quit yapping now. I'll see you guys later.